here, and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks. And today we are making a sweater. Now the thing is, I wanted to make a sweatshirt that would be the simplest pattern possible, that would be easy to recreate for you as well in different sizes, and not only that, that once you have your size, that you would be able to keep on making in different stitches and maybe even in different slight variations of it, so longer in the body or longer sleeves or shorter in the body. So it would be a basic pattern that I am trying out here, and I'm showing you how to make it as well. And hopefully from that and from all my instructions in this video, there are measurements towards the end of the video, so do go and have a look at those, pause the screen, write them down, and from those measurements, which by the way are for a medium, you might be able to derive your own measurements and your own amount of stitches. And once you have those, you will be off making your own sweatshirt sized to you yourself. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you will make a sweatshirt. So what you need for this jumper? Well, I used 3 balls of Supreme Cotton Love by Wendy. I used 1 ball for the front panel, 1 ball for the back panel, and then from a third ball I used 40% for one sleeve, 40% for the next sleeve, and I had 20% left for joining. But do remember, this is for a size medium, and I mean a medium, a smallish medium, okay? So it's not towards a large, it's more in the proper range of medium. So if you want to make this so that it is bigger, you will need more yarn. So I'm assuming that I can still use 1 ball for the 2 sleeves and the joining, but you will need more than 1 ball for the front and for the back panel. What you also need to take into account is that it will stretch. So I have made mine just a medium size, so hoping that when I wear it, it will stretch, it will sort of expand a little bit, the stitches will expand, and it will become a little bit bigger, looser to wear. So please take that into account when you are buying your yarn. So this yarn is Cotton Love, so that means it's 50% acrylic and 50% cotton. So that means it is a really nice yarn to wear. So it gives you the lightness of the acrylic, but the coolness of the cotton, and still the warmth as well of the acrylic. So it's not as warm as acrylic, and it's not as heavy as cotton. It's perfect for a garment. So I like wearing these types of jumpers or a sweatshirt, whatever you want to call it, in the summer, because on a summer's evening, you know, it gets a little bit cooler, and then this is perfect to wear. Now this one is for a 4mm hook, and I am indeed using a 4mm hook because I want my fabric a little bit lacy. So normally I would use a 3.5, but that would make it very tight. If I use a 4, it makes it loose for me. So you might be wanting to use a 4.5 if you normally use a 4. Okay, so make sure you go up slightly from your usual hook that you use for DK, because this is a DK yarn. So we have this on our website in various colors, so do go and have a look at that. Then I have also my darning needle and my scissors. I also have these crocodile clips, which I use to just quickly pin things together and try them on. That way you don't have to join yet, but you can still work out whether or not this is going to fit you. So let me show you how to make the panels for this garment. Now, you need a multiple of 3 plus 1. So let's make a slip knot. Insert your hook. And of course, per size, you're going to be chaining a different amount. For this tutorial here, I am going to make a sampler. So let me just chain 30, which is a multiple of 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 29 and 30. So these are 30 chains, so that's a multiple of 3. Now plus 1 for our multiple to work out. And now we are going to start working our V's. So we have to work back on the chain. So we're going to do a turning chain. This turning chain does not count. We just do it to help us for turning. Then we kind of turn. You'll see better in the next row. And you're going to do a double crochet in the first stitch. So that means you do a double crochet in the 31st chain. In your last chain, not in the turning chain, but in the last chain that you counted when you did your multiple of 3 plus 1. Okay, so we do a double crochet there, and we do a double crochet in the next stitch. There we go. So every row is going to start with chain 1 disregarded, then 1 double crochet in the first 2 stitches. Now, to get started, we are going to skip the first chain, then into the second chain we are going to place a double crochet, a chain 1 and a double crochet in with that same stitch. So that's our first V made. Then you are going to start the multiple by skipping these 2 stitches, and in the third stitch you place a double crochet, a chain 1 and a double crochet. So then skip 2, working in the third for your double crochet, chain 1 and a double crochet. Now we are skipping stitches, of course, in this first round to get established, but from the next row it will be easier because we'll just be using the chain spaces. So skip 2, working in the third, and you do another set of 1 double crochet, 1 chain and 1 double crochet. 1, 2, skipped, working in the third, and I go into that sort of that lower part there, so I have 1 strand at the front of my hook and then 2 strands at the back. This way my chain does not expand. So you will keep on going until you get to the end of your row. Now when you get to the end of the row, you will notice that you have 1, 2, 3 stitches left. In the beginning we skipped 1, so that's what we're going to do. We're skipping 1. Then we have 2 stitches left over, and of course in the beginning we started with 2 double crochets. So here, after skipping this one, into these 2 last stitches we are going to be placing a double crochet as well. So 1 double crochet in the last 2 chains. Here we go. Voila. So that's what we've got now. We have 2 double crochets, our repeat of our V's, and 2 double crochets to finish the row with. So then for the next row we are going to chain 1, turn, and then you do a double crochet on top of the first 2 stitches. So that means on top of those 2 double crochets that we just did, like so. So the chain 1 is disregarded, and then you start doing your V stitches. So a double crochet, a chain 1 and a double crochet into the chain space of your V in the row below. So this is now where it becomes really easy, because all you have to do is go into the chain spaces of the V and place your double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in there. Voila, and make sure you start and end your rows with those 2 double crochets, and those will then provide us with a nice side to our panels, which will give us something to work with to assemble our sweatshirt. So in my row of 30 chains, I now have 9 V's and 4 double crochets. Okay, so I have now made 2 panels. This is the front panel, this is the back panel, and I have used up a whole ball for each. So this is the leftover of one ball, that there is the leftover of the second ball. These panels are 85 chains and they are 48 rows. They are just about 22 inches tall, or 56 centimeters, and the width is 20 inches or 51 centimeters. Then I have made 2 sleeves. So here we are. So this is the first sleeve and the second one. These sleeves are 67 chains to start with, and I have done 23 rows each. So I still have this left of my third ball. I am going to use the leftover, of course, to sew the sweatshirt together, and also I'm going to sew it together with the starting chain at the shoulders. So that means I have that at the end there where I've finished crocheting, and so if I wanted it longer I could add a few rows, and I have a little bit of yarn left to do so. Same for the sleeves. I'm going to sew them to the garment using the starting chain, and so then I have this here which I haven't finished off. I haven't sewn the end in. I have cut it off, but that doesn't matter. I can still make it longer if I needed to. And that way, of course, you can size the sweatshirt to your size. Not only making it wider, should you need to, but you can make the items longer because we are putting them together upside down. So, let me show you how to join the panels. So this here is my back panel. I have put it in such a way that, as you can see, the V is facing upside down, so the chain is at the top. So this is going to be my neck opening. So that's going to be the back. Then I put on top of that the front. There we go. So here we are going to be joining over there. But I would suggest starting your joins there and working in, so that you have 2 ends, then put it on, wear it, and see if the opening goes over your head, obviously, and if you like the width, and then you can always undo a couple of stitches and then finalize it by cutting off the yarn and sewing in the ends. Then here we will have to add the sleeve. So once again, find your chain and you're going to fold them double, and I suggest you start here, close up your sleeve on the base, and then this here, add it to your sweater like this, and then work your way around and then come down. Now you can leave a little bit of a slit here, but again, leave it, wear it or try it on and see how far down you want it to be. But also if you want it longer, then you still can, because you'll have some yarn left and you've got your ends here that you can keep on working on. And the same thing here for this sleeve. Find the chain, make sure it's nicely tallied up like this, start here, put it together, add it to your sweatshirt body and come down. And I think that is my joining instructions. So let me show you how to join. So this is my sleeve panel. I'm just going to show you the technique for joining it. Now I have finished working here. I could cut it off or leave it to make sure I can make it longer, but there's so many instances where I need to try and make it longer. I thought I might as well just start again with a new piece of yarn if I needed to make it longer. Okay, so you're going to fold your sleeve double like so. So you have your 2 double crochets next to each other all along, and we're going to make sure that the seam is on the inside, so we'll just take it inside out after we have finished. So I'm here on the corner, so I'm going to chain 1, then I go into the one that's nearest me, so into the double crochet that you just did to finish with, and yeah, just pick up anything basically that you can pick up, and then here find something, yeah, maybe that V, why not, and pick up that and get started on your first single crochet, and then you move along, maybe into the same double crochet there, find another strand to go into, then continue on. You will find locations that you can use it time and again that you will recognize, just sort of on the join there, a strand there. So I try to pick up a minimum of 1 strand obviously, but yeah, sometimes it's better to pick up let's see, look, 2 strands and then maybe 1 strand on the other side, but again try for 2 strands because then it will stretch less, and just basically crocheting them together like this, just placing them nicely, making sure it doesn't pinch together, and then on the inside, or better on the outside, it will look like this, so you won't see the join, and this will be on the inside, so we'll put it inside out. So in the end your garment will be inside out, and we will have to turn it the right way round when we wear it. So just very simply move along, don't do it too tight, make sure you have strands from both sides, and continue on like this. This distance might be a little bit too much. Trying to get ahead of myself there. Let's put one there and there, that's better. And also try to make sure that you keep tallying up your rows here, so that you don't end up with one part sticking out and having used all the rest. Okay, so make sure you tally them together. You could use these clips that I have just to keep them together, so you find it easier to crochet them together. So now I have attached the top part of my sleeve here with the seam at the base to my front panel, and then when I'm starting here, when I get here, I'm going to put this part onto the back panel. So we do the same thing again, a little chain just to give us a little bit of space. Now make sure you gauge correctly where this is going to be attached. Okay, so yeah, that looks about right. I've used some clips, so it's about there. So into our stitch here and just pick up something in that double crochet on the other side just to get you started. There we go. And now we create the seam with the sleeve and the front panel. Here you're working in the chain, so either you go around it, just in front of the V there, just any place that you think is a good location, to be honest, because it's not easy to get into the chain because I've sewn in an end there as well. So try, yeah, I can't get in there. Try to pick up. See, so here, no, can't get in there either. I've sewn in the end along there, so yeah, I'll do another one in there and I'll try to pick up something. Strands here, there we go. Then I'll move across to the other side of the V. There we go, I could get in there now. So I would say just do your best. But also check what it looks like on the other side, which will eventually be your outside. And if you can't really tell where you've been crocheting it together, then it's all good. So there we go. So off I go. I will meet you here to then attach the back panel. So I've come to the end of my front panel. Here I have my sleeve. So now I'm going to start by taking my back panel and attaching that. So I'm going to just turn it all over. Oops. There we go. Okay, so here we have that join. Now we're going to join these two here. So once again, a little help from a clip. Where's that end going? There we go. So just keep the back and the front panel together on the shoulder. That would help as well, wouldn't it? So then here, sort of like this, in the middle one. Voila. And then here, where we started. So hold it all nicely. There we go. So just put a clip on the panels themselves so that we are ready there. Look at that. And now we crochet along here, and then I shall be crocheting along here, and that will be one side completed. And then of course you'll have to do the same thing on the next side. There we go. Voila, keep going. Find your strands. I think that's okay. So I've just made it to the end here where my clip was, where the two panels, the front and the back, come together. So let's just check. Yes, it's open to see if I didn't close up the sleeve. And now, of course, we're just going to go along the side of the panels here, trying to make sure that we tally up these lines that you can see here. Okay, so I'll put some more clips first, just so that they are already tallied up and I can take it from there. Voila. Take this one off and let's get going on that. So I have all my seams done. So I have attached my sleeves, I've done up the sides, and I have also done a part of the shoulders. I haven't done them properly because I have left long ends just so that I can adjust the neck opening still. I don't know whether this is big enough or too big, and I don't know whether I've done this the same size yet, but I'm just going to try it on to see what it looks like generally, and then I shall look at the shoulders, then I'll have an idea of whether I want them wider or shorter, closed. There we go. So yeah, exciting times. So now first of all we turn our sweatshirt inside out, so we have the seams on the inside and it looks like this on the outside, so it's a little bit scrunched together, but wearing it will sort that out. So in the end I ended up attaching the width of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 V's along my shoulder here and also along my shoulder here, and that allowed me for the perfect neck opening that would you know, get my head through easily, and that still is nice to wear, so it stays on my shoulders. So now all that remains to be done is sewing in the ends, and I am going to leave my sweatshirt as it is now. I'm not going to add any extra rows. I'm going to wear it and see how it goes, and that way I know now I have a basic sweater. So I have a pattern which if I make it for myself I can wear it. So now I'm going to be able to start experimenting from here on. I'll make longer sleeves, I'll make a longer body, and so on. So, and also of course I'll use another stitch and see how it goes. So I hope that from my instructions you'll be able to make your own basic sweatshirt. So don't forget, if you are smaller than me, you will probably also need 3 balls and you will make your panels smaller. If you are larger than me, then you will have to go to 4 or even 5 balls and make your width of your panels wider, make them longer, and the same for the sleeves. Maybe not so much for the sleeves, depending on how wide your arms are. So get yourself some yarn, try it out, and make the simplest sweater that you can, and then see how that goes, and then take it from there to make variations. I hope this will give you a good guideline for making your own sweatshirt, and I hope you will try it out. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!